All right, y'all, we're going to take a look at this Boudoir Facebook ad, see if we can diagnose it and see if anything's pointing to it having BLCS, aka Boudoir low click syndrome. All right, so Boudoir low click syndrome is when unique CTRL is under 6%. So this means fewer than 6 out of 100 people are clicking on our ad, anywhere on our ad. And we care about this because this is the measure of the number of brains our ad is entering into out of 100 people. And we care about that because if our ad does not enter someone's brain, their chance of buying from us is 0. So we want to get this number as high as we can. And basically, if we're below 6% BLCS, that means we're leaving, potentially a lot of money on the table. Now, BLCS is treated with Boudoir pre-click optimization, aka Boudoir Pico. And we actually treat it. Treatment takes about a week, and we do it by duplicating the current ad that has BLCS. And we could keep the old ad running or keep it off. And we keep the duplicated ad. That's when we treat with Boudoir Pico. And then, obviously we can compare the data of the two after, the treatment that's about a week, and keep whichever run is running the best. All right, so in my residency, went out and got some Boudoir Facebook ads. Well, the first one went out and got it, saw the unique CTRL was 4.3%. So only 4.3 out of 100 unique people are clicking on this ad anywhere on the ad. So our ad's only getting into 4.3 brains out of 100 people. So we know BLCS is present because unique CTRL is under 6%. So then I went in, duplicate the ad, treated it with Boudoir Pico. It takes about a week. And we got that up to 6.88% unique CTRL. So, almost 7 out of 100 people, our ad is getting into their brain now. Just a quick fix. So we found out that they were wasting 37% of their ad spend. What this means is they're able to actually, with the ad treated with Boudoir Pico, reduce their ad spend by 37% and get their ad into the same number of people's brains. So, if they're spending 10 grand a month on Boudoir Facebook ads, they could decrease that by 3,700 a month. So, save 40 grand a year first year, and get their ad into the same number of people's brains. All right, next part of my residency, found an ad 1.39% unique CTRL. So we know, okay, BLCS is present. Then duplicated it, treated with Boudoir Pico for about a week, got it up to 9.13% unique CTRL. So that's insanely good. So basically, instead of our ad going into one person's brain out of 100, our ad's now going into 9 people's brains out of 100. So we found out they were wasting about 84% of ad spend. So if they're spending 10 grand a month, they're actually wasting 8,400 bucks a month. So basically we could save them that ad spend. And what's that? Over a course of a year, 100 grand. In 1 week we can save them 100 grand in wasted ad spend in their next 12 months of advertising by just treating their BLCS with the Boudoir Pico treatment. And they begin their ad into the same number of people's brains. So same number, way more people clicking on the ad. Well, we can decrease the ad spend, get the same number of people clicking somewhere on the ad. So then we know our ad is getting into the same number of people's brains for way less ad spend. So we then eliminate all that wasted spend. And then a patient, down here, number 3, unique CTRL 5.03%, which is actually pretty good compared to the average. But again, it's on unique CTRL is under 6%. That means BLCS is present. So I duplicated the ad, and I treated that duplicated ad with Boudoir Pico, about 1 week of treatment, and we're now able to get that ad into 15 people out of 100's brain instead of 5 out of 100's brain. So we found out they were wasting about 67% of ad spend. So they're spending 10 grand a month on Boudoir Facebook ads. He's wasting about $6,700 a month. Totally wasted. So we can save him, whatever that is, I don't know, 80 grand in the next year, which is, just 1 week of treatment. And, from what I've seen out there, the average Boudoir Facebook ad with BLCS is wasting about 50% of their ad spend. So if we look at these, 3 real life results already, wasting 37%, wasting 94%, wasting 67%, what's the average of that? 50, 60%, something like that. So 10 grand a month in Boudoir Facebook ad spend, that's wasting 5K a month, 60K per year wasted, 60K in the next 12 months wasted. So, all right, let's look at this one. We'll start from the bottom going up. All right, so I'm looking below the creative. So yeah, we got below creative mistakes here, so below the image. Basically, we got too many things below the image here. This is going to cause more and more people to scroll on by than is necessary. And we know they scroll by because they didn't click anywhere on the ad. So they didn't say, oh, I want to read more, tell me more. So they just scrolled right on by. And the consequences of this, our ad's not getting as, all these people are scrolling by, our ad is not entering their brain. Next, moving up, look at the creative, aka the photo. All right, this is the looks like an ad mistake. The false belief that caused us to make this mistake is A, we don't even know we're making the mistake till someone points it out. And then B, we believe an ad should look like an ad because kind of that's what we see everyone else doing. That's what, friends are saying. But I believe every ad I've seen, every Boudoir Facebook ad has BLCS, has Boudoir low click syndrome. So that means everyone's following everyone who already has BLCS. So everyone's got BLCS. And the consequence of this, people don't want to be sold to. They're scrolling right on by the second they can smell something's an ad. So again, we're spending money, but our ad is not entering people's brains. So that's wasted spend. Next, we'll go to the headline up here. This part I highlight is actually the only part that they'll see when they're scrolling Facebook newsfeed. This text, first and 2 3/4 lines on Facebook newsfeed mobile. So unleash your confidence, celebrate your beauty with our exclusive invite-only free boudoir photo shoot. All right, so this is the lack of context mistake. So we do not know who we're speaking to. Therefore, well, we're not speaking to anyone in specific, which means no one specifically is going to hear our ad or feel our ad is for them or even allow our ad to enter their brain. Because actually, this is the first thing people read as they're scrolling down their Facebook newsfeed. It's the first thing of our ad that they see. So false belief that causes us to make this mistake is, this lack of context mistake is, again, we don't even know we're making a mistake. And then secondarily, well, it's kind of, we're looking around and see what other peeps are doing. But since basically everyone else has BLCS, if we're taking their strategies, it's going to infect our ad with BLCS as well. So consequence of this, again, way, way, way more people scrolling by than necessary. And we're going to be actually wasting our ad spend. Our ad's not getting into as many brains as we could be doing it more efficiently. So if you're spending more than 10 grand a month on Boudoir Facebook ads, and if you have BLCS, Boudoir low click syndrome, then we can probably save you right around, 60 grand, in wasted Facebook ad spend these next 12 months, because down at the bottom of the average Boudoir Facebook ad with BLCS is wasting about 50% of ad spend. So if you want to treat your BLCS with Boudoir Pico, and you want me to treat it, then I am opening up slots for new patients on the last day of this month. My DMs are closed right now, but my DMs will be open the last day of the month. So contact me then.